What's up, internet friends? Live back on YouTube. Long arms easy, bish. We can jump rope together. Ain't got too much going on. Got gonna play GTA 5 here in a little bit. I just got done doing all my Christmas stuff with my family. And if you're tuned in here live, you can see right here the one Luis Elizondo has been liking my posts recently. And it's kind of interesting. Whenever anyone of notoriety notices or likes anything I post, tend to notice it. And I'm pretty sure this isn't the first post he's liked of mine. Sometimes I'll scan them, and when I see that Lue Elizondo liked my post, and I was thinking they put the blue check next to it sometimes. There's a lot of bots on floating around UFO Twitter that use UFO or use Lue Elizondo as a sock, their sock accounts. So this one I just saw it. I was like, oh, another Lue sock, and I clicked on it. His actual account. Uh, he liked my post. He recently this guy named Jay Anderson got invited to Rogan. God, what a joke the Joe Rogan show has become. But anyways, they invited on this goof from UFO Twitter, and his name's Jay Anderson. When I go back and do my edit, I'll uh I'll put it up so you can find, the account and yeah, make up your own mind. But this guy went on Rogan and he spread Red Panda Koala and Chupacabra UFO Twitter lies about Lou Elizondo. He said that basically they're the big lie, what I called the big lie that the UFO Twitter gatekeepers seem to use is anyone critical of me is a conspiracy. There's no authentic what would be the word uh natural um criticism that could possibly come my way. It has to be a conspiracy, and the conspiracy they've created, organic. I can't possibly have organic, people being critical of me. It's got to be a conspiracy. And the conspiracy UFO Twitter gatekeepers, guys like Tupacabra, Red Panda Koala, vetted, the vetted podcast, they all have landed that anyone who is critical of me and what I have to say and my content is part of a Lou Elizondo hate crew, a hate group. And I'm just gonna say straight up and be real because that's what I do. I'm probably the most vocal. You want to call me a troll? You want to call me a detractor? I prefer detractor. I'm probably the most outspoken troll slash detractor that these guys on UFO Twitter have. The Red Panda Koalas, the Chupacabras, this Jay Anderson, vetted. Besides maybe KMF, who seems pretty quiet to do his own thing these days. I'm probably the loudest voice out on the app warning people about this group. I have never been supportive of Lou Elizondo. Like, I've never been vocally supportive of his message. I'm a critic, or I'm a skeptic prick when it comes to ufology. I don't believe in any of the psionic stuff. A lot of the stuff Elizondo spoke about in his book, I didn't agree with. Never been a supporter of Lou Elizondo. To call me a Lou crew is insane because I'm very critical of ufology as a whole. I think it's all a disgrace. I think it's all built on greed and deception and and lies. It's selling lies. Um, and that includes Lou Elizondo's in that group. But where I'm different is I've watched all of these ufology figures get things wrong. Um, one of the biggest critiques of Lue Elizondo recently was the chandelier photo. All of this, dude, everyone's gotten it wrong. And that, I'm starting to realize that everything this group, the Tupa crew, Red Panda Koala, Jay Anderson, vetted, all the UFO Twitter gatekeepers, everything they try to accuse this imaginary hate group of doing, they're doing themselves. And that includes working for someone. Like, I'm at this point I'm very confident that they have been working for someone, and their main objective is to defame and ruin the image and credibility of Lue Elizondo in the ufology community. I'm convinced. If you go back and look at Red Panda Koala's early content creation career, he just covered ufology as a topic. He made good documentaries. He just narrated them real simple. Something clicked, and suddenly he was mobilized against Lue Elizondo. He went from being a fan, making videos about Lue and DeLong and To the Stars, to suddenly being his biggest nemesis online, and it doesn't seem natural. It seems like, and like I've learned, everything these guys accuse this hate group of doing, they themselves are doing in return, and they accuse anyone that's critical of them basically is working for Elizondo. Uh, the big lie is that Elizondo has an organized hate group that controls the narrative on UFO Twitter to make sure Lou always comes out looking, smelling like roses, and you just don't see that. Nobody is more hated on right now than Lou Elizondo, and like I said, I've never been a vocal supporter of Lou Elizondo, and I'm the biggest critic of these guys. Like, I'm the one making videos about them and stuff, and Lou Elizondo's one of their biggest, the things you see a lot of people bring up is the chandelier photo, the irrigation circle photo. This was a guy, he just got it wrong, and he immediately addressed it. He admitted he got it wrong. And those were situations where, again, it seemed like someone might have been trying to set him up to look silly. They were trying to destroy the reputation of Lou Elizondo. Someone passed him those photos and wanted him to vouch for him, knowing that his credibility would take a hit. That's how I saw it. So it was never Lou Elizondo being nefarious. It was always like either maybe he didn't vet something properly, whatever. Let's go back to the the incident with Stephen Greer dropping flares to fool ufologists, that wanted to come see the orbs and partake in C5. And he's radioing, with an airplane and having them fly around dropping flares. That's nefarious. That's deceptive. That's slime ball shit. Why aren't we focusing on that? Why are we hyper focused on a couple photos where every figure in ufology throughout the years has one of the at least one of those situations where they vouched for something that was absolute bullshit? None of them are immune to that. They've all been through that over the years. From oh the crop circle lady, Amy Molten Howe, she got called out. They've all been called out and exposed for maybe getting a little too ahead of themselves and vouching for things that ended up being bullshit. Lou's not the only one to do that. They've all done it. What Lou didn't do is invite a bunch of people to come watch UFOs and orchestrate a hoax. He's never done that type of thing. So I don't when I see the UFO Twitter specifically community immediately turned against Lou with the help and urging of these gatekeepers like Tupacabra, Red Panda Koala, it screams that this is fabricated to me. And I think that's what's happening. I think there's a there's a break in where these guys and these ufology figures used to kind of coordinate and work together. There's a rift somewhere in the ufology field, and it's just my opinion, but I think it's between Lue Elizondo and Greer, and I think Greer has weaponized a faction on UFO Twitter, Tupacabra, Red Panda Koala. Um, I base this on just their Hood Greer campaign, which was designed to make Greer look cool and edgy to the young people. And then they have this other side mission that's all about defaming Elizondo, making him look despicable, making him look like a shady businessman, making him look like he can't be trusted. And then they're doing, on the other hand, Hood Greer. We should all be cool with Greer. Look how hip and fun he is. It's obvious to me what's going on. And yeah, that's just my take on it. And this Jay Anderson is just part of the UFO Twitter gatekeepers, and somehow this little piss drinking moron ended up on Joe Rogan, and he went on there and was spreading the Lou Elizondo hate group lies. He even said like there's some really good things going on UFO Twitter. Like guys like he named Red Panda Koala, Chupacabra. These guys exploded like it was the biggest accomplishment they will ever have in life. Getting this guy that also tweeted, I'll put it up when I do my edit. This guy, what he was known for in the UFO Twitter community was making a post encouraging people to drink their own urine, saying it goes along with the Wilcock trying to get people to bathe in their own urine. These goofs talk about drinking urine for some reason. They say it'll give you psi abilities, and that's what this guy was kind of known for. I'll put the post up when I do my edit. So when he popped up on Joe Rogan, there were a lot of people saying, like, wait, that's the guy telling everyone to drink their own piss. What the fuck? And he had to deal with that. Like, he had to come up with a way. When all these people start posting the piss drinking stuff, what am I gonna do? And his answer was, it's an organized hate group. It's Lou Crew. Well, you do talk about drinking your own piss, bro. Like that's your thing. That's your gimmick, your niche. It has nothing to do with Lou Elizondo. And I'm sure Lou saw what he said on Rogan and stuff. He has to at this point be following these guys. They've been attacking his image and name for like 3-4 years now, relentlessly. So he's not following me. He's following, the hate, and I must have popped up as someone speaking logically, and the post he liked was me explaining. I even tagged Joe Rogan, like, look, dude, there's no conspiracy here. The criticism about your guest was because he goes around on UFO Twitter telling people to drink their own urine. It's that's organic, natural internet criticism. It's based on his behavior and comments. It's not a conspiracy. It's guys like me that aren't supportive of Lou Elizondo. We just like to troll and call out people that go around encouraging others to drink their own urine. We're the type of guys that'll will criticize someone for saying things like that on the internet. I don't know if like y'all are into drinking your own urine, but where I come from, people that make posts and actually create a graphic like of a guy chugging piss and saying this is actually a pretty good idea according to some scientists. Yeah, that guy deserves to get trolled a little bit, right? I mean, unless drinking piss like if are we going back to Billy Madison and we're gonna take it another step? It's like pissing your pants is cool. Not only piss your pants, put it in a cup and guzzle it, and brag to your Twitter friends. That's how you get in with the Tupa crew. Like that's what Like what? How can you spin that as it's not fair? These haters. You're talking about drinking your own pee pee, bro. Like what do you want? And so he went on Rogan. I don't know if they talked about drinking pee pee on Rogan. I didn't watch. I don't watch any Rogan. But I was kind of pushing back at all this Lue hate, and it's not because I'm a big Lue fan. It's not. I'm more of a critic of these guys than I am a Lou fan. It's just I'm intelligent enough to recognize when someone's being run through the mud and treated unfairly. And these edgelord goons are just trying to make their bones off Lue Elizondo, and I don't think it's fair. I think and the only thing I really do strongly agree with Lou Elizondo. This is the only thing he's really spoken about that I do agree with is when he says that for us to get anywhere, ufology needs to die. Ufology as we know it, and I agree with that. Just how it's based on nothing but these experiencer stories where then you fight over do you believe him? Do you not? Like it's pointless. It's getting us nowhere. We need to get back to a science-based industry, and I think that's what he means when he says ufology needs to die. And basically, what he means is these platforms that are sparking cyber cults like UFO Twitter. We need to clean that shit out, and I 100% agree with them. What's going on UFO Twitter right now with Tupacabra and Red Panda Koala? This is a cyber cult. There's no other way to put it. They control the thoughts of the people that partake in their spaces. If you don't get in line and follow the Lou Crew, hate group narrative, you're criticized, bullied, and pushed out. There's a new account named Gabe that's doing spaces, and he's finding out right now that if you don't have the opinion they want you to, meaning the UFO Twitter gatekeepers, you get blocked out and suppressed and you're not allowed to play. You're not allowed to play here. And that's the cyber cult. And that's where this Tupa crew, everything they're trying to portray this imaginary Lou crew of being, they are it. There's no Lou cult. Um, like think about who would it be? Okay, let's name some names. Who would the actual Lou cult be on Twitter? Me, Carlos, Darren, because a lot of y'all know us. And as you can see, this was the first real contact I've ever had with Lou Elizondo. And I'm the most outspoken critic of these guys on UFO Twitter. So how am I Lou Crew? Like I'm not the lead or anything, but I'm the one putting in the most energy to expose this cyber cult, and I have zero connection to Lou Elizondo. I don't align philosophically with him or politically. Um, I'm shooting down their conspiracy theories as we go. And yeah, there was one last thing. What's up, Broken Hip? There is one last thing I wanted to talk about. This was and then we're gonna get ready to play GTA 5. Um, there's this term that you've probably already heard it if you've spent enough time around this group. And I just want to tune people on UFO Twitter into this so they can start listening for it, and you'll know what it means when you hear it. It's a term in the Tupa crew specifically. You'll hear Red Panda Koala use it, Tupa Cabra use it. Um, their group and their little group will use this term. And the phrase is so and so is a good neighbor or so and so is a bad neighbor. They'll use it to side talk people. They'll be like, "Who is so and so? Like, who is Sam 105?" And Panda will say, "Oh, they're cool. They're a good neighbor." And what that means is they're easily influenced. I've already infiltrated them, and they will go along with the Lou Crew narrative. They will play ball with the UFO Twitter gatekeepers, the cyber cult. They're a good neighbor. This term Neighbor, good neighbor, bad neighbor. It originated from, Fred Rogers, the guy that supposedly sparked the idea for Rogers coin. Nobody besides the little elite inner circle knows this guy's real name. He goes by this parody, perverted junky version of Mr. Rogers. And they adapted some of these terms because they like to crap all over the legacy of things like Tupac, Mr. Rogers, these types of things. And they adapted some of this lingo. And the first time I heard it was when first joined UFO Twitter. I was buddies with Panda and Tupa and them. I stumbled in just like everyone else, blind as fuck, like looking around, like what's going on here. And I joined a and Tupa space, and uh, Tupa called me out on the mic and he said, "Who is this TJ guy?" And Red Panda Koala said, quote, "Oh, he's cool. He's a good neighbor." And that was the first time I had heard the term good neighbor. And I noticed it right away. Like, what the fuck did that mean? Like, good neighbor. And I've heard it other times since. They typically say bad neighbor more. Like, he's a bad neighbor. And that means you're a TJ. You're a Carlos. You don't go along with the flow. You will call these guys out on their bullshit, and that means you're a bad neighbor. And I'm interested because a couple times in these spaces I've thrown that shit back at them and they react so weird, bro. They're like, how did what the fuck? What TJ knows what good and bad neighbor means. And I'm just curious to see who else on UFO Twitter has heard these guys use this language, this terminology in these spaces. And yeah, if you hear it in the future, just understand that's what they're talking about. They're basically saying a good neighbor is someone that they can easily bring into the group and use. Whether it's manipulate them to go attack other people on UFO Twitter, they're easily influenced when it comes to like follower count. Because that's all it takes for a lot of people. Is throw them a handful of followers, help them grow their account past 1,000, and they'll love you forever. Guys like Chase, and that's all they want is, to help me grow my account. And you're a good neighbor if you're willing to sell out, conform, keep your mouth shut when you see things that are questionable. And you're a bad neighbor if you speak your mind, you think individually, you just kind of are an individual. You do your own thing. You're a bad neighbor. You're a bad fit for a cyber cult. That's what being a bad neighbor is. All right, y'all. We're gonna get ready to go over and play some GTA 5 here. I think I had a couple people that were gonna play with me. I was. Oh yeah, thanks, Mr. Elizondo. Thanks for the like. Yeah, it's great to see that bigger accounts are noticing my posts and bigger names. And I'm so suppressed and blacklisted that sometimes I wonder if my voice is getting out at all. And yeah, it definitely helps when someone recognizes that, holy shit, there is someone thinking logically in that pile of manure. All right, I'm gonna get ready to jump over. If you want to support financially to me exposing the UFO Twitter cyber cult, buymeacoffee.com/TJ Felony. My account over on Twitter is at Felony Talk. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. After I finish my game stream, I'll get my edit up, and this will be up shortly. So give it probably, yeah, a few hours later tonight. I'm sure everyone will be talking about my new cyber buddy Lue Elizondo though. All right, y'all. Peace out. Be good to each other. I'll see you over on GTA.